Hello, superstars. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on what part of the world you're connecting with. You're connecting from. Uriel Ezeagwu here, your mindset development coach and mentor. Super excited to connect with each and every one of us on this episode. This is our third episode now, looking at the new year. What does it mean? What's really the concept of a new year? All right. Then we'll look at the concept of what you really need to do to have a new experience in the new year. We said that it takes a new you to have a new experience in the new year. And we began to look at the things that you need to do to ensure that you have a new you that will give expression to the new experience that will make it a new year for you. And one of the things that we'll look at, which is really a major topic that we're really going to take time to really, build upon, is the concept of the human mind, this incredible machine that you have here. And we looked at the concept of desire, going with our recommendation. Remember the books? How many of you have really read the books that we recommended? Can you type it there on the chart, and let's see what is the first recommended book. What are the books that we recommended? Let's go over the list again. Number 1, the Bible. Number 2, we talked about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Number 3, we talked about The Magic of Believing. The Magic of Believing by Cloud Bristol. Then we talked about The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clinton. And there are several books. Of course, you have Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Several books that you go, quality books that's completely going to change the paradigm for you. And of course, you cannot forget the leadership expert, John C. Maxwell, because each and every one of us were leaders in our own right. And you cannot achieve anything meaningful without employing leadership skills. And we talked about the concept of separation. True desire. You have something that you desire. You desire to achieve a goal. You desire to accomplish something in the year 2024. I don't know what your desire is. I don't know what that pursuit is for you. For someone, it might be a brand new car. All right, someone says, is it possible to buy a brand new car in this economy? Absolutely. Because whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, man can achieve. The only thing that is limiting you is not the economy. What's limiting you are your limiting belief, the self-doubt. So probably for you, it might be to, build your own home. Purchase your own home, or build or purchase the land, send your children to the university. For some people, the goal might be to jackpot. Anyone who is not in Nigeria is not going to understand that concept. So for someone in Nigeria, your goal might be jackpot. All right? Whatever the goal is for you, it's your desire. All right? Remember, Napoleon Hill said in the book Think and Grow Rich, he says, desire is the starting point of all achievement. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. And our reference point is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 1. Where the wisest, it just makes sense. If someone is called the wisest man that ever lived, and it takes wisdom to succeed at any endeavor, is it not common sense for you to, hang around the wisest man? What did he say? What did he do at this point? What was his opinion when this happened? You've got to get the information, because it's that information that's going to transform your life, that will help you to transform the year 2024. So he said, through desire, a man having separated himself seeketh and intermingled with all wisdom. So we talked about the law of separation. The law of separation. The law of separation is a very powerful law, because if you understand the law of separation, it's going to completely turn everything around for you in 2024. You've got to separate yourself from your friends. You've got to separate yourself from, the biggest thief of all time is that box called television. Has it happened to you? Probably Chelsea, Man U, or Arsenal, Man U is playing a football match, and you have this very important appointment. Here you are, the water is ready, you need to go take your bath, you're tying your towel, right? But you just say, okay, it's a free kick. You just want to, just pick at the TV. Before you know it, you were standing by the door. The next thing you know, you're leaning by the couch. The next thing you know, you're sitting down. The next thing you know, you're fully engrossed in the match. The next thing you know, 45 minutes of your life is wasted. I'm telling you, you've got to separate yourself from that. And you've got to separate yourself from self-limiting beliefs, the thoughts, the mindset, those ideas that hold you back, those self-doubt, self-limiting beliefs. You've got to separate yourself from them. So applying the law of separation is critical. It says, true desire. So the number one qualification for you to achieve anything meaningful is you must have a desire. True desire. So when you have that desire, the next thing you need to do, remember Napoleon Hill says, desire is the starting point of all achievement. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. So whatever you want to achieve in 2024, it starts on the platform of a desire. So when you have that desire, what do you need to do? The law of separation. It says the number 2 law is a man having separated himself. So when you separate yourself, are you just in isolation? What should you do at your period of separation? He said you should seek and intermingle with wisdom. So you want to seek and intermingle with wisdom in books. We've recommended books that you need to seek and intermingle with those wisdom. You want to read. You want to read. Have you noticed something? When you go to the home of every wealthy man, have you observed that they all have libraries? Have you ever entered the home of a wealthy man and you don't see a library? It's not possible. They always have a bookshelf. Okay? But also notice something. Have you noticed that if you go to the home of any poor man, you see a television? So can you see the difference in paradigm, the difference in mindset, the difference in perspective? The rich man has a library, the poor man has a television. So build your own library. I've recommended books that should get you going. Read those books, work on your mind, educate your mind, develop your mind, concentrate on your mind, because until you see it here, you cannot hold it here. Until you see it here, you cannot hold it here. So you've got to read. You've got to study. You've got to read. As a matter of fact, my favorite book says, study to show yourself approved. So the only thing that gives you approval in life is study. Reading books is so critical. You can't be successful without reading books. These days we have books as audios. You can listen to them as audios. All right? You have them on YouTube. All right? It says, study to show yourself approved. The only thing that gives you approval in life is study. The knowledge you have acquired, the knowledge you apply. So the law of separation. Then you seek wisdom. All right? There's general wisdom about life. Then there's specific wisdom about your area of focus, your area of discipline. If you want to be a pharmacist, what should you study? You go to the university and study pharmacy. What if you would be an engineer? What should you study? You study engineering. If you would be a medical doctor, what should you study? You studied medicine. If you want to be a lawyer, what should you study? You studied law. But do you know that there's one study, one aspect of study that people never pay attention to? Yet everything they've gone to do in life is predicated on one source: becoming wealthy. How many people ever study wealth? Well, superstars, we're going to leave it there on this episode. So on our next episode, we're going to look at studying wealth. It's nice connecting with you once again. Euriel Ezeagwu here. See you on the next episode.